Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. What is that? Rocking back and forth. Okay, so ovaries. You can see the ovaries really well on these baby models. So ovaries are out here, but I want to show you the differences happening throughout gestation. Okay, your whole entire body changes. Things that you used to know where they are, you can't find them anymore. They're just like completely moved around. Everything is going, oh, baby. Okay, so here's the ovary inside here. Ovary now here, and now look at it here. Straight up and down.
That's a big baby.
And not really. What is that? 7th month? Pretty small. This is 1st month, 5th month, 7th month. Alright, so if we're looking here, we've got the ovary here. And what happens is the ovary is going to spit out an ovum. And it's going to go into the space between the ovary and the fimbria. And the fimbria are like these finger-like structures right over the top of the ovary. So the ovum gets spit up in there. The fimbria grab onto it and send it down the tube. The tube is called the fallopian tube. Okay, the fallopian tube has your ovary in it. Where does conception occur? Where does the sperm find the ovary? In the fallopian tube. This is why sometimes you have something called an ectopic pregnancy, okay, which means that fertilized egg didn't actually move down the rest of the fallopian tube and implant in, say this is the uterus. Okay, so you got ovaries in your hands, these are the fimbria, my arms are the fallopian tubes, and this is the uterus. Sometimes it doesn't make it down and it stops here. That's a non-viable pregnancy. It has to be surgically taken care of. Otherwise, it's going to make your fallopian tube burst and you die from internal hemorrhaging. So it's a completely non-viable pregnancy. It didn't implant when it needed to be. There's no way to move it. It's non-viable. What do we have? Ovary tube. Broad ligament. That's this big ligament here. Okay. Holding the uterus to the body wall. Here's your broad ligament. The ovarian ligament is this tiny ligament right here above my finger, the yellow ligament. It's holding the ovary to the uterus. Ovarian ligament. And the broad ligament is this big, huge one here. But ovarian ligament is the one above my pinky. Okay, so this is the broad ligament. Here's the ovarian ligament. Okay, mesovarium. I don't even know why we still have this because it's one of those stupid things. It is the part of the broad ligament that's going to go up and over the ovary. Okay, that's the middle of varium of the ovary. Mesovarium. What's the next one? Oh, mesosalpinx is the part of the broad ligament that is above the ovary, between the ovary and the fallopian tube. That's a mesosalpinx. Right up there. Okay, so mesosalpinx, over the top of the ovary is the mesovarium. This is the broad ligament, and above me is the ovarian ligament. It's part of the broad ligament. Yeah, part of the broad ligament. Oh, mesosalpinx is above the ovary, between the ovary and the fallopian tube. All right, the fimbria are these finger-like structures grabbing onto the ovary to get that ovum off of the ovary. Uterus is this. Again, the gubernaculum, we already covered that. It makes up part of that round ligament. The round ligament, I have no way of showing you. It's this one that kind of perfuses the tissue and goes all the way down from internal out to the labia majora. The isthmus. An isthmus is a narrowing of things. So the isthmus on the uterus is right here as it's going into the fallopian tube. It's just a narrowing. It's like a Coke bottle effect. The cervix. I like this cervix. This is a good one. It's this round donut-shaped thing, and actually, if you take a speculum and you look inside a vagina and you look at the cervix, you can tell whether or not someone has ever had a vaginal birth, because this little hole in the middle will be different. It's round if you've never had a vaginal birth. If you have had a vaginal birth, it'll be a slit. So you can actually tell by looking at that whether somebody's had a baby or not. That's the cervical canal that you're looking at. That's the hole that runs through the cervix. So if we're looking at a cross-section, when you're looking at the cervix, right here, this is the cervical canal. Okay, this is the whole uterus. The cervix is that donut-shaped thing sitting over the top. The cervical canal runs through the center. This is the thing that's either going to be a dash, a straight line, or a round circle. What tube is this one? Nope. Vagina. What's this one? Urethra. What's this bit right here? That's the clitoris. It's here. I know, right? It's right here. Okay? It's actually 2 rods of erectile tissue that go deep into the body. Okay? And they're all different. They all look different, just like every penis is different. Every shape of a clitoris is different as well. What's this blue thing here?
G-spot.
It's your right. Pelvic bone. Right. Pelvic bone. Okay, here's your pelvic bone. Okay. What is the inner lip called? Labia minora. Out here is the labia majora. This is actually one of the most common places that people have cosmetic surgery. Because sometimes they have labia minora that are so long and stick so far out of the labia majora that it gets stuck when you walk. So it's actually really, really painful. Well, like I said, every vagina looks completely different. So if you've got really long labia minora, one of the things that they can do is cut that and make it not stick down so far so that it's not uncomfortable and doesn't hurt when you pull it. Super innervated area, obviously, and that hurts. Something's tugging on it constantly. Another thing cosmetically that gets done is collagen in the labia majora. Like lips, right? Collagen in your lips, they'll get collagen down there. Because the older you get, you lose that elasticity, the puffiness. And if you look like a really, really old woman vagina, it looks like 2 dried up raisins on either side. It's completely flat and raisined up. So they'll have collagen injected in their labia majora so it looks young. Right? Keeps them on reserve. The other thing is a, okay, have I gone through everything? Clitoris. Okay, remember that the tissue of the clitoris is actually made up of the same erectile tissue as the male. It's equivalent to corpora cavernosa, and it's called corpora cavernosa clitoridis. Clitoridis. All right. Common things done to female reproduction. Again, that labia minora getting done, labia majora getting injected. The vaginal rejuvenation. What they do on that is, it's a vaginal tube, it's a muscular tube. What they will do is make an incision in the tube. Who's got long sleeves on? Nobody's got long sleeves.
Put a sweater on.
Yeah, give me a sweater. Okay, so check it out. Oh, and it's pink. Alright, so here is the vagina tube, right? They're going to make an incision, or sometimes they just fold it over to tighten it up, sew it like that, and you have a rejuvenated vagina. Okay? Nice, tight vagina again. Okay? The other thing they do.
Don't Kegels help with that?
Yes. Yes. Do your Kegels. Make your eyebrows go up. You can always tell if somebody's sitting there doing Kegels with your eyebrows go up. What you doing? Okay. Regurgination. Yeah. Okay, here's what they do. Alright, so if you're taking a crotch shot, look. You got the area, here's your labia minora. Majora are out here. Alright, so here is the clitoris. They always want to draw this picture that looks like this. Clitoris, urethra, vagina. It doesn't look like that. The urethra is usually inside here. Sometimes it's deeper inside, sometimes it's more close to the outer edge. But you can't just open it up and go boo, boo, boo. No, the urethra is inside more. This is how they always draw it. Here's the thing. There's lots of reasons that you can get rid of your hymen. Your hymen is this very thin layer of like see-through tissue that goes over the top of the opening to the vagina. Girls that exercise or play sports when they're young, they end up tearing that. They don't even know when you end up tearing it, it's gone. My daughter, she's so going to stab me to death in my sleep when she finds out that I've told this story 1,000 times. When she was a baby, she had something called labial fusion, which means that her hormone levels were off a bit, and her labia minora, it's on volume. It's on volume. Her labia minora started fusing and fusing and fusing, and so the hole to her vagina is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And me being into anatomy, I'm checking it out, right? And my husband's like, "You are so sick." I'm like, when am I ever going to be able to see a developing vagina again? You're having one child. This is my only shot. So I was always inspecting it, right? And it started, good thing, okay, good thing, because it started fusing and fusing and fusing, and I was like, oh, vagina hole's getting smaller and smaller. Fusing and fusing and fusing and fusing. And finally it gets to where you can barely see the top of the vagina. I was like, she's not going to be able to urinate pretty soon. This is like, I don't know what's going on. If the hymen's growing crazy, I don't know what the hell. So I take her to the doctor, and they give me this cream. It's like a high estrogen cream, and just put it on once. And it like, whole thing, unfused, hymen is gone. And I was like, oh my God, my baby's cherry's gone. And she was, what, 2 months old at the time? She was a baby. So it's gone. She doesn't have it. But there's lots of reasons why you won't have